Hi all, welcome to my pre-team of the season FIFA 19 club tour. Now my club is pretty much minuscule and it will drop even more significantly between now and team of the season, mainly because of the foot swap cards will be depleted from the club most likely after this video has been dropped, because this video has been done before I went away on holiday. So the foot swap players that you will see in the club just now, all of them will have disappeared by the time this video goes live, just so that you know. But pretty much all we have to enjoy is a tradable team of the year, Sergio Ramos, which has been first owner since we had him on the last full day of team of this year, from our save packs back then. And since then, really, we are pretty much just kind of rocking the same kind of cards that we've been rocking for practically the last few months, from like Davis, player second form Asensio, player of the month Goretzka, Brandt, Sancho's, Balutas, foot swap Lermas, Da Costa, Cornet, Barkley. I've got like so much SBC fodder still, because the way I've been rocking up just now with a lot of things is using the foot swap cards in squad battles when I'm doing games on beginner, and then just rocking up with my main team when I'm playing on like professional or world class, just to kind of give the foot swap players a chance to recuperate basically. So I've only been rocking up one team pretty much, and it's the tried and tested team. You've seen it on Twitter, you've seen it on YouTube quite a few times. All we practically need in this team is an upgraded player at right back, because Asensio, I will not fault. Like, yes, all goalkeepers make disasters, but most of the time Asensio's been a rock solid option in net. Now I will say from the get go, the only disappointment I actually have with this team is that Jonathan Tah, the Europa League live card, that never got more upgrades. That's the only downside I'm disappointed with. Otherwise he probably still would be in this team, and possibly over Herrero, and it would mean Ramos would be like left centre back still. But obviously Royce plays striker, we don't play him at centre mid, he starts at centre mid, and I've never position changed him back to striker and Goretzka to centre mid. So if you're wondering why, when you look at some of the stats, it goes a bit crazy. But Boateng's been an engine in midfield. I've finally nailed him down so that he will defend brilliantly in midfield. Werner being an absolute great SBC to have done. Initially it looked like an arm and a leg, but I'm glad I've done him. Like, I'm delighted that I did him, and it's just finishes off that right side of a forward line perfectly. It kind of is this. If I don't get an improvement on Royce at striker between now and the end of FIFA, I won't complain. Having a front three of Davis, Werner and Royce, I'd be more than delighted with. Like Lala, I don't expect any more upgrades. I've had him for ages. He's pretty much just a sub player. That's practically all his games are. Is pretty much is just an impact player coming on like 45-60 minutes. Brandt, after his initial flurry of form, he's just a sub player and just doesn't get the returns that I would expect, really, which is a bit of a shame. But saying that, I do play him at centre mid and don't really go all out trying to try and get an attack. I kind of give him the like David Silva, try and be creative role, but not trying to be attack too much. Valuta, he kind of does that kind of duty where he will attack for me and try and get something to be creative for me, and like Lala's the defensive option, and Lala at centre mid somehow works very nicely. Like guys like Nakata, Joseph Martinez and Thiago, they kind of no longer see themselves in the team, but they are still nice additions regardless. Depending how SBCs play out, I may end up submitting them into other SBCs, but I'm not going to kind of jump the boat, as it were, just now. Now in reserve wise, we've got player of the month Cruz, that we've just recently added out, but I recorded this literally just before I'd submitted them, so we've got all four of the EFL player of the year cards. We've got João Felix, got Henderson. We've been really rocking it of late, just kind of bagging the objective cards. Vass is the only one we didn't get, but I'm not exactly fussed about it. I wasn't going to stress myself over it, especially since I don't play with a La Liga squad out with Ramos, and while I could score goals with him, it's not exactly the easiest of opportunities to always happen. You're kind of having to hope for penalties and hope and pray that you score them. But all in all, let me know what you thought of this club tour, folks. As I said, small and minute as expected. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.